Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the 10 YouTube channels that inspired us the most to travel the world in our retirement.
It was really fun to wake up Saturday and Sunday mornings waiting for the latest post of these YouTubers. It truly inspired us into our retirement plans.
And hang in till the end and we'll have 3 bonus channels for you that really provide some good information.
We're Kim and Doug with On the Roads.
Come join us for our slow travel adventures around the world.
As Kim said, getting up every weekend and checking out the new content was really fun. It gave us something to do during the pandemic. Remember those ugly days?
Jeez.
And it really gave us inspiration to, in the beginning, move to Portugal. Then the thought was, rather than just expating to one country, let's go travel the world in a slow fashion. So it was pretty interesting to learn about.
Yeah, so starting with number 10 is Carrie and Nate.
Carrie and Nate are a great young couple to watch on YouTube. Their content is from the wild to the very personal. And they really inspired us to get out and go just check out the world, see the new cultures and the people. They're just awesome people to watch.
Actually, we first kind of stumbled on them just over a year ago when they were checking out the Christmas markets, and they did 9 Christmas markets in 9 days, which is crazy. But they made it fun, adventurous, and inspirational. So, moving on to number 9, Kinging It.
Kinging It. This is another younger couple that has been on the web for quite a while. And their channel is truly inspirational. From cancer recoveries to crazy world travel to what they're doing now, which is building a home in Scotland.
They're just fun to watch. If you start watching YouTube videos, you'll know that sometimes people have sponsors. And to make their sponsorship fun, they create little skits that are really just cute and humorous. But their genuine personalities show through, and their adventures make you laugh. Sometimes there's a few tears, and overall they're just fun to watch. Moving on to number 8, Jordan and Emily.
Jordan and Emily are a really fun couple to watch. They too are a younger couple from Australia, and I ran into them down in Buenos Aires the first time I started watching. And it was interesting to watch them navigate the pitfalls of the economy down there, as well as their daily life schedule.
They inspired me, or us rather. They had rented a van in New Zealand for $1 a day. And we were trying to mirror that here in the States. And you can do it in the States. It just didn't work out for our timing. But they gave us inspiration to maybe consider van life down the road. Who knows? Okay, and moving on to number 7, Amelia and JP Abroad.
Amelia and JP were originally expats in
Ecuador.
Thank you. Since they have been traveling the world, seeking different places to maybe settle down. And their information around the world has been pretty valuable. They really go in depth on each country that they visit.
From economy, health, quality of life. So they add a lot of good content that would be relevant for Doug and I as we consider our cost factors around the world. So, number 6, Eva Zu.
Eva Zu is an awesome woman.
Young woman.
I think she just turned 30-ish. But she has been traveling the world for quite a while, solo, and has driven all the way from the Baja of Mexico to Alaska, and all of the adventures in between. And she has moved back to Europe. She's originally from Poland, and she is just so inspirational. She's such a strong woman, and watching her travel, see her emotional changes as well as the adventures that she seeks out is just really, really, really fun to watch.
She travels in a Range Rover, Land Rover, I'm not quite sure, I can't remember, but with her dog Vilk. And the dog Vilk, he is so much fun. He's just fun to watch. They are perfectly acclimatized together, and they just have fun. And you can just see Vilk kind of tilt his head and go, huh?
Good imitation.
He's just fun. And she also has a passion for the U.S. She's talked several times about perhaps expatting here in the U.S. So we'll see where her adventures take. Moving on to number 5, Nicole and Mico.
Nicole and Mico are very fun to watch. Still a younger couple that have been traveling the world from Canada. They have done Southeast Asia and Mongolia. Their Mongolia trip to me was really interesting because there was a lot of things to consider when traveling there, and they just hit it in stride. It was really interesting.
If I remember correctly, it was like by happenstance that they went to Mongolia due to a schedule change or a visa issue. I can't quite remember what.
I forget the details of it myself, but they've been very interesting to watch. And now that they're driving with their dog down through Central America, they've driven from Canada all the way down to Central America and have been hanging out down here in Guatemala, actually.
Yeah.
And Belize.
And they've also started a little nugget of thought of perhaps following them when we get to South America, of buying a car and maybe drive around South America. Still a lot of details to figure out, but
not going to happen.
We'll see. Okay. Number 4, retirement travelers.
Retirement travelers are another fantastic couple. I think they started out with van life around the United States
during
COVID, and since then they have moved to international travel, and they really provide some great insight on everything from things to carry with you and not carry with you, to budgeting, to how to plan out your travels. They just provide great information.
They even created a travel school or slow travel school where I think about 8 videos walking you through the process of how to do what they're doing.
Yeah, they actually move a little bit faster than slow travel, but I think that's a personal choice as opposed to wanting to limit the budget. So their budget's a little higher and they move around the world a little quicker.
Moving on to number 3, Brian and Carrie.
Brian and Carrie have really provided a lot of great information. They started their travels in Spain out of America, and they have just been very meticulous about their budget. They are on a limited budget, and they have stuck to their guns. And it is really fun to watch them, especially when it's beer 30.
He does love his beer.
Yeah, he does.
As I love my wine, so there's a kinship going on.
But they too provide a lot of budgeting information, things of what to carry, what not to carry, and how to navigate your daily life in a slow travel fashion. Because it is, as we're learning, not straightforward, and not just like moving to another house. It can be daunting because you're moving countries.
And or vacation travel.
Right.
It's definitely not vacation travel what we're doing. Okay, so number 2, Expats Everywhere.
Josh and Kaylee, American couple that has expated for quite a long time, I think about 15 years, from Dubai and Southeast Asia. and now in Portugal. And they were a real inspiration for wanting to move to Portugal in the beginning. They are based in Porto, Portugal, and they are raising their daughter there, and they are just really great at putting out information about how to get your visas from Portugal and how to just live your life in Portugal as an expat, and really provide great information.
Truly, they were the very first YouTube channel that we started to watch on a consistent basis. And we looked to them. They moved there right at COVID. I want to say March of COVID, they moved to Portugal. So they were navigating all this during the COVID period. And as Doug said earlier, originally, the original plan was to retire to Portugal, kind of following in their footsteps. And we were truly, they had provided us a point of contact for real estate. And we were a day away from signing a contract for real estate until we said, wait, let's rethink this for a moment to do slow travel, which is what we're doing now.
And that's really because we ran into the #1 channel on our list, which is To Go Rome. We started watching them just out of curiosity, and they're like, what is this slow travel thing? And we were hooked. Kim was immediately, yeah, let's do the slow travel instead of why pay all that money for rent and still travel around Europe? Let's just slow travel a little bit at a time. And I was like, I don't know. But as time grew on, Neil and Sarah really helped us out. Neil has great financial knowledge, and Sarah is great with providing content about where they're going and how they're doing it. They're just a great couple to watch, and we actually got a chance to meet up with them in Las Vegas when they were in the States, and time flew sitting with them. We sat for almost 7 hours and just chatted away. It was crazy.
It was great to be amongst like-minded individuals, because we realized this is something off the beaten path, and it just gave us a sense of security of that we're on the right path, that we are following our passion, and they were inspirational for us. They really are. Okay, in no particular order, we have our 3 honorable mentions: Track Us Down, Walter's World, and Dave in Portugal.
Track Us Down is a couple that lives in Madeira, Portugal. They're Canadian, I believe, and they have moved to Portugal to live a better second half of life. Great site to go visit. Walter's World. Walter just puts out great information about what not to do when you go to a city.
And what to do, too. He's a do's and don't kind of content.
Yeah, it's pretty fun to watch, though, and see the things you might not want to try to do while visiting a particular location.
And we stumbled upon him because as we were thinking of doing Portugal to retire to, it's what not to do as an American if you're living abroad. And so there was a couple things that we took out that we don't do any longer.
And Dave in Portugal is a fun sight to watch. He is a younger man that has moved into Portugal from the United States and is just living his best life. He's really inspirational in just wanting to do his own thing.
Yep, he puts out good content about Portugal, and I think now he's broadening his horizons and moving into other content about Europe. So we're looking forward to watching him through that journey.
Thank you for watching the video, and if you wouldn't mind, give it a like if the content was worth watching and if you think others would enjoy it.
And hit the subscribe button and the alert button so you can see when we put out new content.
Excellent.